Welcome back to another episode of Spaceman 2.0, and we're going to get into the numerology show today. So I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm trying to prepare you, because that is the key. If your mind is prepared, your heart is prepared, then you can prepare your body, and therefore we will not be overcome. So it's a communist global takeover. You know, Trudeau was born by Fidel, and we have some socialistic agendas on the go. And, you know, the serpent race has been on the sly with the Zionist political agenda to take over the rest of the world. Bolshevik Revolution was a communist takeover, killing 60 million Christians. Now look what's happening. Look what's happening in the guise of, terrorism, well, Biden funds it. And anyways, you can blame it on Biden, but we know it's the Zionists above him. Whether it's the Mossad CIA, or it's the MI6, or it's the BIS, Bank of International Settlements, or the IMF, International Monetary Fund, which loans money to both sides and then makes money off of the reparations afterwards. These guys know how to make money coming and going. And if this is any warning, this is something having to do with the quantum financial system and money. So with that being said, I'd like to show you that Edison flipped the switch in September 4th, 1882 in New York, where it began to get the first power and lights in the streets. Okay, Edison stole his technology from Tesla. Look it up. And Tesla was really the genius behind this, and he should be given the true credit. But we all shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Because it's not about religious wars, it's about wars being fought in the name of religions, and therefore used as a scapegoat, as some so-called chosen race above everyone else. And you're supposed to worship them, and hope that they pray, and hope that they get back onto the covenant with the one true God. This is a bunch of hopelessness and gobbledygook to get you to believe in a master race. Well, they scapegoat it, saying everyone else is trying to be supremacist. Slaughter and enslave is the Old Testament with Baal and Moloch and blood sacrifices. Adrenochrome addiction is their number one problem. Harder than heroin to give up, because it gives you 10 times more something or other than heroin and makes you feel whatever, powerful and mystical, because you drank the blood of children, innocent children, dying for no reason but torture by evil beings set to create their own image of man genetically through clones, through basic Genesis is the first Bible. It came from the Sumerian text, by the way, and the Chaldean magicians upraised Abram, which became Abraham, and created all the other three monotheistic religions, which I've been known to use as the controlled opposition for the Zionistas to create problems, create reactions, and then create their solutions, which is total control and enslavement of humanity with your volunteerment because of your ignorance of the truth. So, again, the truth shall set you free. Not a man, but the truth. A man shall set you free by teaching you the truth, and you shall go fish on your own and feed your own self. That's the whole point of it, not someone else doing it for you. So with that being said, may you get off your backsides, get your assets in order, and look up to life instead of death and martyrhood. Look up to life, because you're here to be alive on this planet, to live for the truth. Not to die for the truth, but to live for the truth. If you die for the truth, there's no living hands and feet to serve God and to do God's will. You have to do God's will, which is living. You're eternally alive. I can tell you about your immortal life right now, your eternal life. It has nothing to do with any name that you believe in or any blood being spilt in your name or his name or anyone's name. It's about you knowing your true oneness with God and Christ consciousness and cosmic consciousness above that, which is your oneness with God, which Christ has achieved and known about, and he told you about it, and he tried to teach you about it, and they created religion about it to control the people about it, and create controlled opposition about it, and created another religion, so they can control everything on the planet where they slaughter and enslave. Bolshevik Revolution, 60 million Christians died in the streets. 60 million. 99 million blacks died in the slave trade on the ships, just on the ships alone, coming over in such pathetic states of cleanliness and hygiene. They treated them like garbage. So therefore, of course, there's going to be death. Why is there so much death? There's a black plague. There's a plague that happens every 100 years. 1918, Spanish flu. Before that, black plague, green plague, this plague, that plague, whatever green color plague they have going on. And the clowns were made to take care of the children crying in the streets for people bleeding out of their eyes. So they start painting the clowns with blood, red noses and big feet and all this stuff to masquerade as a joke behind the truth. That these things are put out every 100 years to take care of the true human race from the serpent race. The serpent race puts this out. You live on an infinite plane, as Tesla said, not on a globe spinning. Come on, think about it. You don't spin. You'd have to anchor yourself in every day just in case the sun stopped moving. You'd have to have an anchor, a waist with a chain and an anchor on it, bolted into the ground everywhere you go, one step at a time. Just take your time, because you never know when it's going to stop and you're going to go flying off the planet.